Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and wow, just got done with my jogging. That's the furthest that I've jogged since I've been starting up and doing my thing. I'm not a jogger, and I re-upped for Desert Storm. I was 41, I think, 41 years old, and I know what war is all about. So, and jogging itself, I don't know if you'd really use that a lot in war, but if you're running, you're going to need to be able to jog pretty good. And so I was trying to, and I don't know anything about desert warfare, and I was trying to build up my stamina for by jogging. And I thought, well, things get tough, you run out of ammo, you don't know where you're at, and all this kind of stuff. People are after you. You're going to have to be able to run when you're in the desert. So that was the only time that I thought, because you're not going to do it in the jungle. It's just a matter of time. You're going to fall, trip, fall, and probably get hurt. So you don't want to do that. But in the desert, I thought, man, so I did a lot of jogging. It's not the distance. When I first started, I thought, oh, I was so happy. You know, I did a mile and then a couple miles. Got really good, man. I could do 4 or 5 miles. And then I started thinking, you know, that's not important. It's doing it. I mean, how long are you running before you're sucking for air? Because once you start sucking for air, that means you're getting down to the end of the line. And so that's what I've been doing my running. And I start sucking for air, and then I go further, and then that's it. And I start walking. So the reason I'm even talking about that is I was thinking, you hear me talk about this is a civilized society, and I thought, well, maybe you don't really understand what I think when I'm thinking of a place that's civilized, because I've been in societies that aren't as civilized as what it is here in the United States. The United States was probably one of the most civilized countries I've been in. But you got to remember, I've never been to Europe, that part of the world, and just never had no desire to go to. And but I'll tell you, so I have something to compare, and it's not like I didn't even know what civilized was, you know, because Vietnam War, you find out it's not civilized at all. And so then I started thinking, okay, what makes the civilized society compared to an uncivilized society? Okay, here we have manners, and we use our manners. You know, I'm surprised there's still a lot of men that open doors for the ladies. There's a lot of men that don't, and they're not taught, and they don't understand why you would want to do something like that. That's probably adds on to, that's one of the factors that make so many divorces. You know, people don't know how to treat each other as individuals. I'm sure it's probably going to get worse as these young people get up to the age of reproducing, they probably won't want to put up with the responsibility of reproducing, because that is one of the things that tells you on how to read your society. When the society, now I've been in societies where marriage, there wasn't no such thing as marriage. I mean, it's very rare that anybody would get married. And for anybody to stay married is just downright close to impossible. Where that was Cuba. I was there in the year 2000. And that was pretty weird. When they had abortion on demand, nobody, and you know, and they don't have God. There's no God. In communist countries, they see God. Well, they don't see God. We, as any religious order, sees that there's a higher power, and that's a big thing. Now, I'm not saying that that's what makes a successful society or a civilized society, because, you know, you get out, you know, in Afghanistan and all that, when their religion dictates the way everybody acts, and it's way they read it. You know, this is what they read into their religion, and this is the way you're supposed to act. So it's not really the religion itself, it's the way they read it. And that's why I'm not into religions, because all religions is somebody's reading it to you. I mean, there's somebody that stands between you and God. Now, my world, it's I deal directly with God, and God deals directly with me, and He does. And but I'm open to it, and it's funny because He's shown me a lot of bad things that are put on me, and how do I make these bad things go away, or how do I make these bad things how do I handle them? And now that's when you're talking about civilized, you're talking about, now I don't know of any civilized, pure civilized country in the world. I don't know of any. I know here in the United States, y'all think y'all real civilized. And the reason you think that is because you stand in line good. Cattle think humans are real civilized, and that's because the cattle stand in line. And even when they go to get slaughtered, they all stand in line. They don't really make any disruptions and stuff like that. Why do you even have disruptions? Disruptions could be ill-mannered. It could be lack of morals. And this is what you need to teach the young people, in which they're not being taught, because the parents aren't teaching. The computer mainly is teaching. And then they're given so much information that they're supposed to learn from. And that's the stuff that is just not reading, writing, and arithmetic. You know, stuff that can be useful in prospering in your life. They're not teaching that. It's more political. And that's what happens when you, Well, let me find Rex. Rex isn't here. Hey, Rex, get over here. When you make judgments, and your judgments are political judgments, that has nothing to do with civilized. You're making judgments on a political basis. That's really no different than religion. When you make judgments based on religion, going to Afghanistan, and when they say that a woman can't go out by herself, and all this kind of stuff, what is this based on? It's religion, their beliefs. And then, so when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing here in the United States, you have to look at it. Are you doing this because of political reasons? And if you're doing it because of political reasons, the more you do as political reasons instead of moral reasons, that's why I'm pushing morals. Do things what is morally right. But when you can't think of, what's the morally right thing to do? What's the politically right thing to do? When you're thinking like that, now you've just placed the tyrant ahead of God. Or, it's okay. You don't believe in God, it don't matter, but you need to believe in some kind of power that's above man. If not, hey, I guess you're going to be going with the government. And then that's called the tyrant. The government tells you what to do instead of thinking and using your morals, what is right, and this is what you should be doing. And that's, to me, when you're in a civilized society, especially what I've seen in the United States when it was a civilized society, laws weren't the governing basis on what's going on. They talk about the rule of law. Yeah, I love the rule of law if the rule of law applied to everybody. It doesn't. It's no different than communist China, because the rule of law there is the rule of law for you peon nobodies that are in our civilized world. And if you want to stay civilized in your world, you do this stuff. I'm going to send the guys over and thump you in the head, lock you up, take your organs. But they won't contaminate your organs like they do here. They're making you make decisions that have nothing to do with what you believe. It's all political. That is not a civilized society. Political. This is what I was doing in Vietnam. I was doing political. I was doing a political war. That's all it was. And, it's just, that's why I'm pushing morals. What is the morally proper thing to do? Because those same morals is what's going to help you when you are dealing with immoral people. Now, it's immoral people in a dark alley, or immoral people that tells you need to get fixed. You have to remember, a society is only civilized to a certain point, and then after that, you're governed. You are in the hands of the tyrants. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.